Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.55. XRP is up 6.42% today. And it looks like things are about to get very exciting for this cryptocurrency. So I know all of you are now locked in. But this isn't what we've been waiting for yet. What comes next is what we've been waiting for, the euphoric times, the real breakout to begin. Because right now, I look at the chart for XRP, and all I see is a correction right now. But things are definitely heating up. And look at Bitcoin, back above 107K. But it's up less than 1%. XRP is outperforming Bitcoin. Look at Ethereum, still in the red, also being outperformed by XRP. We've watched that happen throughout this entire cycle so far, and I think it's going to continue to happen going forward. You know, we are holding the cryptocurrency with the best return on investment in this cycle, in my opinion. You get all those catalysts, one after another, and we're just going to watch the price of XRP go higher and higher over time. Analyst reveals what will trigger the largest XRP price rally in history. They're citing the government reopening. Like I said, that will bring a lot of stability to this market, but it's also going to push some of these cryptocurrencies even higher because the government reopening for XRP is very bullish because all of a sudden we get a wave of ETFs going live possibly through the SEC. Then you look beyond that, clarity is coming and possible stimulus as well, but I think that's going to end up being a tax credit in the end. But no matter how you look at it, the government reopening, that's going to bring stability to this market, and I think it's going to favor utility-driven cryptocurrencies. And the government isn't reopened yet. The deal to reopen the government still has to get a vote in the Senate and the House. We're still waiting for that to happen. But it looks like it could possibly reopen by the end of the week. U.S. government shutdown will end this week. 88% of poly market bettors predict. So they're saying sometime between November 12th and the 15th. That could really get this market moving. That could definitely give Bitcoin a push upward as well. I don't think it's over for Bitcoin, but I don't think it's going to perform the way people think. The institutions, they're already looking past Bitcoin. Most of the OG Bitcoin holders, they're selling off their Bitcoin right now at the same time. I think the momentum behind Bitcoin is starting to die off, and that money's got to shift somewhere. Sure, some of it will end up in Ethereum, but I think a lot of it will end up in XRP and Solana and some other cryptocurrencies as well. Cryptocurrencies that people could buy whole coins of is what I'm saying. Then there's this. This comes from Eleanor Tourette. The Senate AG Committee has released its long-awaited bipartisan crypto market structure discussion draft. Now, I read through most of this, and it's very lengthy. The one thing that I took from this is that it's going to benefit utility-driven cryptocurrencies. Also, it's going to hurt Bitcoin because it talks about offshore entities like Tether. So if this build ends up crushing Tether in any way, that's going to bring Bitcoin down with it. But it's too early to say if that's going to happen. And I thought Tether was creating a new stablecoin for the U.S. market. And if that new stablecoin that they created, people think that they're going to just mint that the way they mint USDT and then prop up Bitcoin with it. It's not going to happen like that because everything is about anti-money laundering. Everything is about transparency and audits as well. But this bill is going to be huge for utility-driven cryptocurrencies. Then there's this coming from Smoke. CFTC's FAM sets end of 2025 target for fully regulated crypto market framework as live initiatives move digital assets into the regulated arena. She said, "We must bring crypto into the regulated arena. It's a sprint, and by the end of the year, we will have live initiatives that make that vision real." The fact that they're pushing forward as quick as they are with the CFTC, that's going to be game changing as well. It's going to separate what's a commodity and it's going to separate what is a security. We all know XRP will never be labeled a security ever again. And I'm just super excited right now because we watch XRP going sideways around $2.20 just a few days ago, and everybody was acting like crypto is dead. Now XRP moves up, and everybody's starting to get excited about it again. Like I told you, the second the market turns green, right away that excitement comes back. Once XRP starts really moving upward, watch how quick the FOMO begins for this cryptocurrency. And I still think it's going to happen by the end of this week. There's a chance we are looking at a $3 XRP by the end of this week. So expert Nate Garossi says first 1933 Act spot XRP ETF could launch this week. And he's not wrong because then you see this. Canary Capital has cleared SEC delays and confirmed the launch of its spot XRP ETF this Thursday. I want to see what the inflows look like for that ETF because that'll give us a better understanding on how high the price of XRP is going to go in this run. I see a lot of people saying that Ethereum, we're going to flip Ethereum easily. A lot of people are now speculating again that we are absolutely going to flip Bitcoin's market cap as well. But it's not just that one. It's also Franklin Templeton. It might debut on November 14th, while Bitwise is expected between November 19th and 20th. Meanwhile, 21 shares and coin shares are targeted mid to late November. It's going to be one after another after another. And all that inflow coming into XRP this month, I think we're going to be looking at a much different XRP by the end of November. And then you couple that with the government reopening and the McRib is back as well. That's also a very big signal for crypto. I'll talk more about that a little bit in another video. But I'm so excited to see where we go from here now, because this is what we've been waiting for such a long time. Everybody's been citing ETFs ever since the first one was talked about, and now it's finally about to become reality. XRP flashes its strongest bull structure ever on a 3-month chart. How high will the price go? Now, I think this prediction is way too low. They're saying $12.30. I think that would happen in the short term. I think over time, with that inflow of money month over month, I think we're going much higher. That would be in a typical alt season, in my opinion. And it all depends on where we are in that 2017-2018 run as well. I know in that video yesterday, I said I don't see XRP hitting $1,700 in this run. And a lot of people told me I was crazy in the comment section. But I just don't see it. I think a lot has to happen for XRP to get to that price point. However, I do think a 3-digit XRP is still on the table. When would that happen, though? I think it's going to happen early 2026 if it happens, because you got to get that inflow of money into the ETFs. We also need that Clarity Act passed as well. So then we start to get the tokenization boom. A lot of value could come onto the XRP ledger through tokenization early on. That could also get the price moving. So I think with a couple of catalysts, we could easily get to $100. Without the catalyst, most likely we're going to come in somewhere around $50 plus. Now, 1700, if XRP pulls a shocker like it did back in 2017, 2018, then who knows how high the price will go. XRP flashes strongest macro bull trend in its history. Now, this prediction is a little bit better, and this was more what we were expecting to see during alt season. They're calling for a $26.63 XRP, but they're not factoring in all the catalysts. You know, that was talked about back in 2022. Greg back then during the bear market was saying, just wait until the next bull run. We're going to see a $27 XRP. But that was before there was ever talks of an ETF. There was no treasuries being created around XRP. There was no talk of clarity back then. We were still battling it out with the SEC, and they were expecting these price points. So I think that's still conservative on the price of XRP. I think there's a very good chance we go even higher. But we got to see what the inflows look like. Plus, you got to factor in the market cap multiplier. XRP price could reach $43.31 if it rises 1,775% like Zcash. I hate when they compare XRP to any other cryptocurrency, because XRP is something so much different than every other cryptocurrency. It has a ton of utility. We're on the verge of institutional adoption for the XRP ledger. You look beyond that, cross-border payments are all the talk right now as well, with ISO getting ready to go live this month. There's so much more to XRP than just a price rise due to an alt season. It actually has utility, and I still believe there's a very good chance this could be the run where we see scarcity for the first time ever. We're watching all of the XRP on the exchanges start to dry up. Now, as more and more companies create treasuries, that's more and more XRP leaving circulation. Plus, Flare is still amping up as well with FXRP. Plus, these ETFs, they also got to lock away XRP. The spot ETFs are backed 1-to-1. That's why the spot ETFs are so important to the price of XRP. I explained that in a few videos in the past. But all of this takes XRP out of circulation. At the time, we're going to see retail FOMO happen, and that could be another major game changer. So can we see a run like 2017, 2018? Absolutely, that can happen. I just don't think it's going to happen that soon. If it does, it's going to be a complete shocker. And I'll tell you right now, if XRP pulls off a run like that, most of us are going to be sipping sipping drinks out of a coconut on a beach somewhere next year at this time, as long as you don't sell too soon. If you sell too soon, you are absolutely going to regret it in this run. Plus, we're on the verge of passive income as well. Institutional adoption is going to open up a lot of possibilities for earning off of your crypto. But I know I messed up a lot in this video, but I'm just super excited right now because it's all coming together right now. Finally, it looks like there's not going to be any more delays. So let's see where we go from here. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank all of you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.